like go 60 second, whether you're in a circle or this or that, you get your 60 seconds, your time to shine, and you sit down, you're like, that was awful. I
Yeah.
said nothing. I said I had 4 kids. My husband was former military. What does that? I'm not even. Why? Why? I don't sell kids' goods. I don't work with
Mm-hmm.
children. Like, wwhy did I say that?
Yeah. It's like, these are just the first things coming to my mind.
Yeah,
I don't know. I like ice cream and
I know. Again, like the Mary Catherine Gallagher sweat. Like that
yes.
one.
Yes. Hello and welcome to episode 252 of the Wisdom and the Tangents podcast. I am your host, John Mansfield. Today we're talking about pitching, how to pitch yourself, how to network. A lot of times, I feel like all of us have been in a space where someone has asked, what do you do? Either at like a networking event or just like meeting friends of friends, and like your friends know what you do, but then the new people are like, hey, so John, what do you do? And it's just like, I'm a photographer. Or you just go on and on for 8 minutes straight, just about all of the different things that you do. And Jac Kalaher is on the show today, and she is helping us to hone in the best pitch, the perfect pitch for whenever you're meeting new people, and is really great. We get into a lot of different topics as well. So it's going to be a really great episode. Before we jump into my conversation with Jac, I did want to share something with you. If you are listening to this the week or the week after this comes out, I'm going to be speaking at an online summit called the Conquer Summit. Our friends Jamie and Heather with Conquer Community, they put this on last year, and I got to speak then as well. And I'm back again speaking this year, and I'm speaking all about overcoming our limiting beliefs so that we can attain our goals. It's really great. I really loved this topic, and like even as I was recording it, I was like, man, I need to listen to the words that I'm saying. But it's really great. It's going to be July 15th through the 17th, all online. You just show up, and all of us, I think there's like 10 or 12 of us who will be speaking, and you get like freebies from all of us. It's all free. There is a paid ticket if you want to get like the extra freebies, which you get an extra deal from every single speaker by just paying. It's like $97 for the paid ticket, or you can show up for free and you can always upgrade later. Either one. Head over to allheartphoto.com/conquer to sign up and get your spot. And yeah, it's and also that is Conquer, CONQUER. If you're like me and you're like, Conquer sounds great, but I don't actually know how to spell that. It is CONQUER, allheartphoto.com/conquer. But yeah, show up. I would love to see you there. It is 15th through the 17th. My talk is going to be on the 16th. And yeah, if it's after those dates, if you're listening to this in August, you may still be able to purchase the replay. But yeah, this is going to be fun. Last year was a lot of fun. We do a live Q&A afterwards too. But enough about me. Let's get into my conversation with Jac. Also, if you are curious about this blazer that I have on, this will make sense in just a few minutes. All right. You know, we deal with what we've got, then we pivot and we hang ring lights.
Hang ring lights. Again, we'll show this after on the story. My beautiful professional setup.
Yes. Yeah. For anyone watching right now, everything looks great.
It looks
from this, and you will see
that side.
We will share the behind the scenes. I should also take a photo of mine too.
Yeah.
And just like, just the messiness of that side of the room.
Well, because it's just real. And then it inspires people that they're like, oh, I don't have to like have this beautiful green screen and set this all up and do the thing. No, you just got to do it.
Exactly. Yeah. It's the like, done is better than perfect.
Yes.
And also perfect is boring.
It's
like
so boring.
No one wants perfect. I I tried for years and years to be perfect. And looking back, I was like, I was so boring. Like I had no personality because I was trying to be what I projected everyone else would want
Mhm.
and left me very muted for everything. And now I'm just like, I get to be myself.
And then
If
when
you
I
don't
met you,
like
you
it,
were in
that's
this
cool.
gorgeous
Yeah.
floral jacket, and I was like, I like you. I like you.
Yep.
Like
Yep.
I knew right then and there. I'm like, you are your own person, and we can
Yeah.
be friends because of that.
Yay.
Like, yes.
I that is something I never would have bought, and I'll post a photo of that too,
Yeah.
for those listening and watching. But yeah, I never would have bought a floral jacket.
Hmm.
I like my biggest. I was always just like wearing black on black. I was band
Ooh, do a
T-shirts
side by
and stuff like
side.
that. I should,
You
yeah.
should.
I'll
That
do a
is
side
like
by side,
being someone you're
like
not,
my
and then being your true self. Ooh. Uh-huh.
Ooh, I like this.
Yep.
Okay, Jack.
My marketing brain's
Um,
like, heck yes.
yes, yes. But yeah, that floral jacket was something that I saw and I was like, that would be cool,
Mhm.
but I can't pull that off. And then I went back to it because I was like, you know what?
Mhm.
Maybe I can't, but I'm gonna try. And yeah, I love it. It's fun. It's warm enough. I don't sweat too much in it. I'm very like hot natured person, so I have to have a thin jacket.
See, and I have
And
to have a blazer or a tank top because in the blazer you can't tell how much I'm sweating because I wear them oversized. It's great. I'm like, get the extra
that's
large. So it's like, oh, it's
yes.
fashionable. I'm like, no, it's just hiding the fact that I'm dripping.
Yep. Yep. Yeah, mine has to be like a dark colored blazer too.
Mhm.
Like I can't do this linen thing. Like I had a wedding where it was on the beach and everyone was wearing like white linen and I was like, I'm gonna get myself a white linen, like white linen pants and like a cream shirt. And
Did you do it?
20 seconds into it, I was just like sweat
Done.
everywhere. It's like,
Did you have a
well,
backup
sorry.
outfit?
I did have a backup, yeah,
Okay.
which I changed into for the reception. But yeah, the ceremony, I was like, well, this is what we got,
Is that
and
the
I am
thing?
also staying back behind everyone else. No one's taking photos of me, so we're good.
Yeah, also true. Those are the best place to try it out.
Yes, yeah, behind the camera.
Mhm.
Yeah. Well, okay, Jack, welcome to the show. I am very excited. I love that we just like jumped right into a conversation. Like this is very much the feel like whenever we met at the Creative Educator Conference, like what, 2 months ago now?
Yeah.
A little bit over a month.
Yeah.
But yeah, like whenever we met, I was like, oh, this is like, it's very easy to talk to you. And I was like, this is going to be fun having you back on the show.
Yeah. Well, I honestly love people and I love learning what makes them tick and what they love. And then when they
Yeah.
get excited, I get excited and I'm like, okay, what do you need? Ask me questions. How can I help? But tell me about your family. Where did you grow up? It's like, why? And my friends always laugh because they're like, Jack, every person you meet, literally take 5 oil change a couple weeks ago. I met Gabe. He showed me his Instagram now. We're friends. He's growing. And they're like, you were getting an oil change and now you're life coaching Gabe. And I was like, he just needs a little encouragement. He's been through hard times.
Yeah.
And they're like, why do you know this? If you were there for a 10-minute oil change and you were there 1 hour, I'm like, people deserve to be seen, heard, and valued. And if you work in that space, and yeah, so that's how I know my
Yeah.
meetings that are 30 minutes are like 3 hours.
Yes.
But people
Oh,
are
yeah.
important. And so it's fun.
Yeah. And that's exactly what I was going to say is like the reason that happened was because you saw Gabe.
Mhm.
He wasn't just like someone working on the car and it's like, all right, fine, I'm just going to sit here on my phone
Mhm.
and play Candy Crush or whatever. And you were just like, you're a person. I see you.
And he
I
was having a bad
value
day.
you as a, oh yeah.
Yeah, he opened my door to look at like, I don't know, the mileage, I don't know what they're looking at. And my door hit the shelf there. And he was like, ma'am, like he asked me actually to open the door. So I opened the door, I hit the shelf. However, he you could tell something happened where he had gotten in trouble for this because he was like, ma'am, I didn't touch the door. And I said, oh no, I did that. I have no self-awareness when it comes to this big, because I drive Leroy.
Yeah.
Leroy's a boat. That's the name of my vehicle. It's an Expedition. It's huge. And so I'm like, excuse me, I'm hitting curbs like left and right here. Like, let's go. And Leroy, not a brand new Leroy, and we're ride or die. So he's going to the end with me. So I was like, no, Leroy's fine, man. And he's like, Leroy? And then we just started talking. I was like, oh yeah, this is Leroy. And then he's going on and we're talking, but you could tell he was having a bad day. He had some
Yep.
trauma. Someone must have yelled at him about his door. He had
I'm
newly
sure.
moved here. And then I'm like, just kind of asking questions so he could feel safe. And then I'm telling you, an hour later, and then he gave me a free car wash. I went around the car wash, and then I came back because he's like, man, wait, you told me your oil change wasn't alerting you until 3%. I got my boss. We're going to figure this out. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm still here. But, it's just like, it's so amazing when you give people space and you ask questions, what you can learn about them and how you can connect with them, and connection makes the whole world go round.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I feel like there's a lot of people like I definitely lean on the like introverted spectrum. I'm fluid. I go back and forth here and there, but there's always like some voice in my head, and I know from talking to a lot of the listeners, it's pretty loud in their heads too, of just like, I don't know how to do anything other than like small talk, and small talk is painful.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't want to talk about the weather. I don't want to be like, seen any good movies lately?
Yeah.
And like just being able to be open to talking and not just like shutting things down.
Yeah. Well, and I'll tell
goes
you,
a long way.
So in the US, we often start conversations with like, hey, I'm Jack, what do you do? Well, in Europe, that's not the case. And so I've never been to Europe. If anybody wants to fly me to Europe, I would know how to have conversations there. I have a lot of European friends, but it has been learned that it's not what do you do, because that could be seen as very rude in other cultures. What if you just lost your job? How little does that make you feel? Or if you're like, I don't actually know what I'm doing in life right now. Like, I haven't found my thing, but I do this. And it gives us such bad, like, sweaty palm anxiety. And that's the American culture. But I am trying to train up. I have 4 boys, so we're very busy, which I apologize if they break in here in the next couple minutes when they get off the bus. It's just my life. And so it doesn't matter if it says I'm filming. They're like, hey, mom. But I realized, I was like, we need to do better and raising that next generation, and even inspiring our friend groups. And it's like, instead of what do you do? And I love that you actually end your podcast with this, because it is my go-to question. It's, what do you love?
Yeah.
That's it. And they're like, instead of how are you? I mean, and people, they're shocked by this question. And I'm telling you, John, I have had so many incredible conversations, because people go, like, what do you mean? What do I love? What do you mean? I'm like, I don't care. Like, what do you love? What's the first thing that comes to mind? It could be a color. It could be a meal. It could be a child that you adore right now because the other one's driving you crazy. What do you love? And they're like, oh, I haven't thought of that in a while. And I'm like, well, let's think now. What do you love? And they're like, oh my gosh. And so this conversation opens. I mean, I did it to Gabe. I find out he loves video games and streaming, and he has an Instagram with 6,000 followers, and his family does it. And he stopped doing it because somebody said something mean to him. And I was like, don't let them steal your purpose, Gabe. And we went back and forth, and he's like, I don't know what just happened, but I'm going back to streaming. And I'm like, okay. And that sort of, it's like literally the same thing that you end with is what I start with. In almost all of my brand new conversations, and even friends that were like, I wouldn't say stagnant, but it's like we talk about everything under the sun. Neurodivergence, go here, ping pong, and ping ball. And so we can get there, but it's just such a deep, great question to build any relationship with. I don't care if you're talking to CEOs. I don't care if you're talking to president, whatever president's president at the time. Like it's like they're so shocked by it, and then you get to see them. And that's where the relationship really does grow.
Yeah. And there's so much more to go off of from there than like, what do you do? Especially at like, if you're going to a conference or something and like everyone's kind of doing the same thing.
Yeah.
Like any photography conference that I go to, the answers are always like, I'm a wedding photographer. I'm a portrait photographer. I'm like, okay, cool. Yeah. I don't have a lot of questions to follow up with that because that's what I do.
Like, that's neat. Okay, moved on to the next one. And so, at the conference that we were at, Creative Educators, most people were photographers. And I'm like, okay, that's not my industry. And so it was neat to then do that follow-up, because conference, people are there because they work and so it's not a weird question there. What do you do? But it's an end all be all. Like you said, it's like, everyone's this. So, hey, I then would follow that up with, well, what do you love about it? And I did that to quite a few people there. And they're like, well, actually, I love, I actually just like the portrait side. I think I actually did this with you too. I was like, yeah, but what do you love about it? Like, what's your favorite thing
Uh-huh.
in it? If you were to choose like one today, what makes you so excited? And it's like, actually, I don't know. I haven't thought about it. And then they backtrack, like, that is where I'm supposed to be focused.
Yep.
And that is where I'm
Yeah.
going to grow. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, I love that because it like jumpstarts you into deeper conversation with someone to where you can see them more fully. They can see you because you're talking about something that you love doing.
Mm-hmm.
And it's more than just, hey, where are you from? What do you do? Like those are, like you said, very Americanized, like this
Mm-hmm.
is your identity of where you're from and what you do.
Yeah.
And yeah, getting to talk about, I mean, it's one of the reasons that I love asking that question on this podcast, because I also like I get to know people a lot more. Like I recently had Samantha Eck on, and like after we stopped recording, because she was talking about she loves like streaming video games like Gabe, and she does that with her husband. And then after we stopped recording, I was like, tell me about these games. And like we just talked for longer about all of that, because that's never something I've never done anything
Yeah,
like
I don't know how
that.
to do
And
that.
that's like a whole different world. And like the games that they play were very different than games that I used to play.
Yeah.
And like it's cool things that like I have learned so much and also been introduced to so many great things that
Mm-hmm.
I then also love, because I'm like, oh, I didn't even know about this show, or you told me about this book, and now I'm reading it and like, oh, this is so good. I'm so glad that they told me about this book.
And it really is kind of like an act of service when you're at,
Mm-hmm.
because you're asking that question, but you're actually getting, whenever you give, you get. And that's not the premise of giving, because you don't realize it. Be like, whoa, I just got back because I actually cared what this person loves. But now I'm so intrigued that maybe I become a streamer. I wouldn't even know where to begin. You'll see when
Yeah.
you see my setup, probably not well for me, but it's such a cool thing. So I just love that you had that on there.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I love that. And like kind of in that same vein of like talking to people.
Mm-hmm.
I know today we're talking about pitching and like how to figure out like the perfect pitch and pitching to dream clients and all of that for creative entrepreneurs who maybe just kind of rely on Google and social media and all of that to bring in leads and potential clients. What is that like the importance of like crafting a good pitch?
Yeah, I mean, the perfect pitch is really just simple. When we're teaching, I've been like a teacher my whole life, not a certified in school teacher, but something I've always worked with kids and broken things down. And my brain, the way it works, it's like I need ABC 1, 2, 3. You
Yeah.
can teach, give me all this, and I'm like, that's adorable. Anyways, I'm breaking it down. As soon as you teach me, I'm breaking it down. I'm breaking it into acronyms. I'm breaking it into this a system, and then it's like poof, spit it back. And so it's funny when we're talking about pitching ourselves, we're pitching on social media. We're every single day. We're pitching to our Google ads. We're pitching in person. And really, truly, if you're pitching, so I do multiple things, right? My name is Jac Kalaher. I am one of the founders of what's a business called St. John's BFF. And it's actually a movement. It started out as a lunch. BFF stands for business, faith, and friendship. So there's three, right? So pay attention when I'm speaking. I am Jac Kalaher. I own a company called St. John's BFF. Breaking that down, BFF stands for business, faith, and friendship. Here's where my passion comes in. And I say business stands for, business, whether you have a business or you buy from businesses, we want you to come and be in the room, because we host a ton of events every single month for networking, for relationship building. We want you to be in the room because we want you not only to be aware of what people are doing locally, but support our economy, become committed to growing our community in a way that it was always meant to grow. As far as faith aspect, whether you have faith or need faith, we don't care. Come and be in the room. I love my Jesus, Matthew 7, not my job to judge, but don't come at my Jesus. It's pretty simple, right? And then
Yep.
friendship, we want the depth of friendship, not the breadth. I mean, followers are great. Okay. I have on my Instagram 60,000 followers. And it's like, cool, great. Like, wow, you really got there. I'm like, yeah, it's great. However, I have multiple Instagrams. So I have my Jac Kalaher, and then I have my St. John's BFF one. My St. John's BFF has 3,500 followers. Those are in my community. They are niched. They are people that I know I'll see on the streets. And so when I look at these, I always say Jac Kalaher is my fake account. And everyone's like, what do you mean? I'm like, I don't know 60,000 people. I
Right.
just
Yeah.
don't. And so the number's great, But when you have a smaller following, you can go get to know them. You can DM them. You can message them. You can pitch yourself. You can ask them what do they love. You can connect. Nope. Thank you so much. There's a child off the bus. I'm on a podcast. I love you. This is my Emmett for everybody watching. Nope. You can say hello.
Hey.
Can I be on it?
Are they watching right now?
Yep, we're live.
Yeah.
See me?
Yep. You can't see y'all because of my terrible setup.
Oh yeah. Here,
Here's
I'll
John.
get down
Say
here.
hi, John.
Oh,
Hi.
like people watching.
Yeah, everybody watching.
Hello.
Yep.
What-
Okay, and then I need like 20 more
I
minutes.
got the solo.
You got the solo. Yes.
Can
Okay.
Kristen come over?
Nope. Bye. Love you.
We'll put us at-
Nice.
Yeah,
Congratulations.
Yeah, he's went for a saxophone solo. So this is my tangent.
That is awesome.
That's one of my 4 boys, and so that's really cool. So I'm stoked for him.
That's very cool.
So when I'm breaking this down, right, it's like I'm doing the ABC 1, 2, 3. I am the owner, founder, co-founder, because I have a business partner. But depending on the room, I would always feel awkward. So to my entrepreneurs that have a shared business, just have that conversation. Say, hey, like, I don't care if you're in a space and you say the founder. We're both founders, but it's like, I'm the co-founder. Figure out your wording and practice it. Because then when you're pitching yourself on social media, you should be reintroducing yourself, oh God, at least once a month. At least once a month on your socials. And think about when you walk into a new room, you're not going to stop introducing yourself because you know 5 people. But you don't know 5.
Yeah.
So it's like
I've met 5. There's 95 other people.
Yeah. And
they'll figure it out.
Treat your social media the same and reintroduce. I always tell people, I'm like, do it once a month. They're like, well, people don't want to see that. I'm like, 1 to 3% sees. That's crazy. Like, it is what it is. So you should be constantly doing that when you're doing it, and you're doing it in the perfect pitch formula, the ABC 1, 2, 3, break it down. And you're sharing what your services are. You're sharing what you do. So when I break down my name, I break down my business, what my business does. And I literally, we have our keynote, we put it in our conference last week. So each one, they got their takeaway, and in there we put all our formulas. And so you say who you do it for. So St. John's BFF is a group for women of all ages. Of all ages, down to 8. I mean, literally, we have a little girls BFF crew all the way up to our oldest member, who is going to be 80 on September 2nd. Molly B, she's our hug therapist.
From 8 to 80.
From literally 8 to 80. And so it's like, I specialize in, which is business, faith, and friendship. It's for who, and then what do we offer? We offer networking events. We offer online digital courses. And then we offer memberships, preferred vendor memberships for small local businesses that will give them third-party validation and awareness for their business. And it's like, dang, what? And people, but that didn't come overnight. I butchered it for so long because I was like, well, and guys, I'm also excellent at marketing. I've been doing marketing 25 years. I speak on stages. I coach. I educate. I do those things too. But when I was like, I do this, I do that, I do this. You can also say I do a gamut of things. I got that word at the conference. I do a gamut of things, but lead with what lights you up. And because there's some stuff that you do that's just work and business, and it might not light you up, but it pays the bills. You got to talk about it.
Right.
So because of St. John's BFF, I launched my own company that's called the Mission Social. And I help people literally communicate their mission and their vision. I do that through business strategy sessions. I do it through my coaching, and I do it through speaking and education. And people are like, okay. Yeah. So when you practice this on your socials and you practice it in person, you should be role playing. And I mean, I can take this formula and give it to you, John, and you can put it out wherever you want so people can have it in a written format, however you need that.
Yeah, that'd be great.
The practicing it and butchering it is going to make you better. I butchered it so bad in a room of, 35 people the very first time. They were like, elevator pitch. And I'm sweating, like not the blazer sweating, like the extra sweating.
Just actual.
I don't have a 60-second elevator pitch. And obviously you saw when I was explaining it was drawn out because I was explaining the pieces. But I'm telling you, you get that down, you get excited. You make sure you have inflection in your voice. I don't care if you are introverted or not. You practice in the mirror and you watch your facial expressions and you do all the things. It's like you're going for a movie, like to be the main character in a movie, like you're going for this interview. That's what an elevator pitch is. That's what your social media is. That's what you need to practice it. You need to do it regularly. And again, I don't care if you practice it with your kids. Yeah, I mean, you practice it with your best friends, practice it at wine night, practice it at bingo. I don't care. You practice it, you butcher it, And then when it lands and you're like, oh my gosh, and I'm telling you, this formula that I actually created at the Creative Educators Conference because I was so annoyed at the fact that I was butchering it. Tori Stopper and I we sat on the bus and I said, nah, this has got to be easier. All the networking events I've been to, we get asked that question. Like, go 60 seconds, whether you're in a circle or this or that, you get your 60 seconds, your time to shine, and you sit down, you're like, that was awful. I said nothing. I said I had 4 kids. My husband was former military. What does that? I'm not even, why? I don't sell kids' goods. I don't work with children. Like, why did I say that?
Yeah, it's like, these are just the first things coming to my mind.
Yeah.
I don't know. I like ice cream and
I know. Again, like the Mary Catherine Gallagher sweat, like,
yes,
that one.
Yes.
And that was me until I realized everything has a formula. Everything has a system. And we take that system and we put it into place and we practice it. And then you're like slinging it. That also shows confidence. When you know you're going to buy from someone who's nailed their elevator pitch. You are.
Oh yeah. Yeah. It gives the buyer, the potential client, a lot more confidence in you because they're like, she knows what she is.
Yes.
She knows what she does. Yeah. I already have trust that, if I need to work with you, you'll take care of me. You'll be able to follow through. The person that's just like a lot of people will just be like, hey, I'm a photographer. And I was like, cool. Oh, okay, cool. What kind of photography?
Who
do you work with?
And it's like feet pictures. What do you do?
There's a wide variety. Everyone has a camera. Is it just on your phone? How are you doing this?
Yes.
Have you ever learned something that you feel like you learned way too late in life? I feel like that guy from Instagram who's like, here's something I didn't know until my 30s, because here is something I didn't know until I was in my 30s. Your savings account can actually make you money. And I'm not talking about like traditional savings accounts that are making you like 0.01 to 0.3% interest, just pennies. That's pennies, people. I'm talking 1.5 to over 4% interest. It doesn't sound like much, but if you're talking numbers, let's say you have like $5,000 in your savings account for taxes at the end of the year, that's the difference between accruing $15 and $200 extra dollars. Now, this is a high yield savings account. I've talked about these a few times on the podcast, but now I have partnered with SoFi to bring you a little extra money. Whenever you start your free high yield savings account through SoFi, they will deposit an extra $25 in there for you for free. That's literally free money. And yes, this high yield savings account is just like a normal savings account where you can access your money. You don't have to like wait for 7 to 10 business days until you can get anything out. It's a normal savings account, except you're making more money. So go to allheartphoto.com/SoFi. That's allheartphoto.com/SOFI and let your money make you money. There's like that, I don't know, like that fear of stumbling. Like you were saying, like practice it, do it. You're going to stumble over your words. You're going to butcher it. Mm-hmm. And there's that fear of like, well, what if I butcher it? And then this person thinks that I'm weird or whatever.
I was in a room, I'm telling you. So Angelica, I was in her Coffee and Connections. I'd never been to one before. We host our own events, but we do it differently. And I don't ask for elevator pitches because I don't know how to say my elevator pitch. So she says we're all going to do it. I'm like second in line because she could have gone left or right. And I sat kind of close to her and I was like, oh my gosh, she came my direction. And I'm sitting there
should have sat across from Angelica. What was I thinking?
I was like, I'm never sitting near her again. Right. And so I'm like calculating, like, what am I going to say? 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 Again, this is where I don't even remember what I said. I blacked out. I'm pretty sure I completely blacked out. I was like, my name is Jac Kalaher. I have 4 kids. My husband was former military, but he's not retired. But I never know how to say that, like, because he's not ex-military. And I'm like, it was terrible. It was so bad that she went all the way around the room, and she knows me, and she knows what I do, and it's a pretty big movement in our area. Like, it's no small feat, and it's going to be global, and we're going to franchise it, and it's huge, right? And it's changing lives everywhere. So to have that come out of my mouth, she was like, "Oh God."
Yeah. That
Then
is not what you do.
that is not what you do, Jack. That is not what I do. And so it's part of who I am. It's not what I
Right.
do. So
Big part of your life.
yeah. I'm just like, oh my God. So then someone asked, because then you go to the Q&A and I'm like, oh God, just give me another chance. But I don't know. I'm never coming back here. I am so embarrassed. I only know like 5 people in this room. Most of them think I'm a babbling fool. And what am I here? I'm just a mom of 4, like here spying on these. I don't know. So she circled back. Someone asked a question about networking. And she goes, actually, Jack does that really well. Jack. And so she totally gave me another opportunity. And I owned it. I said, guys, I got to be honest. I don't know what I just said. Elevator pitches totally freaked me out. And I blacked out the whole 60 seconds. I don't know what I said. I think you guys know I have kids, but like, I don't work with children. I mean, I do. I'm going to homeschool, we've homeschooled, whatever. But like, no. And so she did give me a redeeming chance. But like, how many times have we done this?
Yeah.
Or stop going networking altogether.
Yeah. Because it's just like, well, I feel so terrible because I'm like, I don't know, like you get the sweats of just, what if someone, like not even with people asking you, but just like, what if someone asks me what my elevator pitch is and I don't have it down and I don't know what to say, I'm just not going to go.
No. And I was like, well, this shouldn't be this. So fast forward to almost a year later. Okay. And every time I'm in the room with Angelica, she's like listening and I see her and I'm like, don't listen to me when I butcher it again. Like, I'm like trying
She's got that head tilt and everything.
I'm like, stop staring at me. And I'm a confident human. That's the one thing I'm like, I'm confident. I walk in the room. I'm like, we can have great conversations and I can give you my elevator pitch. It's always longer than a minute, but I also talk fast. And so now, while we were at the conference and we were going through all these, it got to the point where I had locked it in before I even broke down the system for it, locked it in that I had someone peek over the back of the seat on the bus and be like, oh, I just heard your elevator pitch. That was amazing. And Angelica was sitting in another, and she looks at me and I was like, I did it! Like, I was like, yes! And then I realized, okay, after the 4,000 times that I was trying to figure out what was I saying, what was the format, like what was the formula, let's create it. And so Tori and I on another bus ride back, we're just going back and forth. I go, I gotta write this down. People need this. People deserve this. They deserve this formula, and then they deserve to practice it. But if you don't have a formula and you don't know what to practice, you're just butchering, and no one teaches us. Or maybe they do. I didn't Google it because I didn't even think to.
Right. Yeah. And it's like, if you butcher it, you're going in, if you don't have a formula, you're going into the next one of just like, what do I do? I just talked about my kids and my spouse last time. Let me figure out something else. And like, you're just coming in from wherever, or you're doing the very short, I'm a photographer, or I'm a painter. I'm a florist.
Yeah. There's 2 types of people. There's me. And then there's the one-worders.
Yes.
I'm like, I just diarrhea vomited everything I know and where I grew up and all in 60 seconds. And then I actually took 2 minutes and everyone's like, stop talking. Yes.
Yeah. But like with that formula, like that is, it's something that also, like I'm very much a visual learner. If I can see it, like I love writing stuff down, because if I write something down, I will most likely remember it. Yeah. And I know there's like a whole psychological study of people like remember like 62% more whenever they actually write down what they're hearing or what they're trying to remember than just trying to do it in your head.
Yeah.
And having like a written out formula where I'm going through that, even if I don't nail it, even if I'm just like that deer in the headlights again of just like, where do I start?
Yeah.
It'll be that little bit of memory of like, I remember this formula.
Yeah. And that's really where, I mean, and I like, it changes slightly every time. Like I don't have every word. Sometimes I lean more into the business aspect of BFF. Sometimes it's the faith. Sometimes it's the friendship. It really, when you're person to person, you can see where their eyes light up and you're like, oh, that's the area of interest. And then you lean it. So reading body language is also very fun. It's like a pastime. I don't know. I took a speech class in college. And I hate it.
As we all do.
And I hate it. And now it's speaking on speech. I mean, that's like where the sweats began. I don't think I had a sweating problem until I got in there. And I was like, oh, I'm not doing that. But I remember a semester of it was body language. And I became obsessed with studying and reading people. It's very fun.
Yes.
But you can see that. And if you're out, I highly recommend just like, I don't know, get a book on it, watch a YouTube video on it, because really you should be seeing like a 5-minute how to read body language. So when you're talking to someone about your elevator pitch, watch their behaviors. Watch when they, if they're looking away, they're bored. If they're like eyes are lighting up, lean more into that in your pitch. And the more you do this, the better you'll get at that. But when you combine that, I mean, the world's your oyster. You can do whatever you want. You can pitch yourself to anyone, anywhere, anytime. And even if they need nothing that I have, I can keep them entertained and excited because I talk with my eyes, I talk with my hands, I talk with my mouth, and I'm like, yes. And they're like, yeah, I don't know why I'm yesing, but we're yesing together. And that comes with time. But having that basic formula, breaking everything down, I always do. Like I said, ABC, 1, 2, 3. It just is. And it helps you to build the confidence, and people buy feelings. They don't buy necessarily products, they buy feelings. And when you sell yourself confidently, they want to buy that.
Yeah. I mean, if you look at like any big commercials, like any like the Super Bowl commercials a few months ago, of like, those were all emotions. Yeah. They were all selling what you feel like whenever you buy Nike, or what you feel like as someone who eats Doritos or something like that. And like, it's not just like, look at our shoes and we craft them this way. Yeah. And this, like, no one cares. I mean, there are a handful of people who are just like, cobblers or whatever, that are just like, I really care about the heels of these shoes. Yeah. But yeah, we care about the just do it. We care about the emotion of like, oh yeah, that's what I want to feel like whenever I wear my athletic shoes.
Yep. I want to feel like I'm the fastest person ever, even though I know I'm not, but like, make me feel like I am, and I'll believe that I am. And even if I'm not, I still have those feelings.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. And like the bit that you were talking about of just like, express, like how you talk with your eyes and you talk with your hands, and like, and all that kind of excitement makes the person you're talking to honed in. Yeah. And they're not just like looking off and like, oh yeah, or look at my phone. Yeah. And
honestly, if they do, that's okay. But then flip it, because then you're probably talking too much about yourself, because we can get caught up. Just ask questions. People love talking about themselves. So the moment they look away, hey, enough about me. Honestly, like I feel like that's all we've talked about, and just own it. And I feel like that's all we've talked about. Enough about me. What do you love? What do you do? Or dig deeper. How did you get into that? Like, do you feel like that's what like lights you up? And they're like, because they'll tell you straight up, like, actually, I don't really like that, but I like painting. And you're like, you like painting? Do you paint? Do you have any pictures of what you've painted? Can you show me that? And then,
are you like Bob Ross type painting, or are you like with the spray paint stuff that I see on TikTok? Or like, what are you doing?
You don't have an Instagram? You should start an Instagram for your painting, because if you love that and God put that within you, we're all created with a purpose, on purpose. Hello? Like, share that.
I don't know how many artists, like painters, that I have they're on live on TikTok, and I'm just like, yep, this is good. I'm just going to set this up while I'm working. And every now and then I'll look down and be like, oh, that was a cool tree that you just did. Or I didn't know this. That's how you paint fog. I didn't know. Yeah. And like those sorts of things.
It's so soothing. And they're like, who would want to watch that? I don't care if one person not important. And that's what I have that conversation a lot. Because, I don't have a big following. I don't have a lot of numbers. I don't meet a lot of people. Have you met one person? Do you have one follower? Like, when did one person stop being enough to make a difference in their life? When? Like, if you say I changed one person's life, or I added value, or I served one person, oh my gosh, one person, guess what? If they have children, or they have siblings, or they have parents, which everyone that created, I mean, not that I don't know. I don't know any conspiracy theories behind the scenes. Everybody has a parent, so we're all connected to somebody somewhere. And if you change that one person's life, they're going to be a ripple effect. And then it gets bigger and bigger and bigger, like the stone in the pond where you didn't see it. So that one person, that one stone in the pond is worth it.
Yeah. Yeah. Also, like, for that, visualizing for me is really big, where I'm like, I only have, 100 people on this live watching me do this thing. It's like, picture 100 people packed into the room with you, and they're all just standing there, just watching you.
Just watching.
Just like, okay, what are you doing next? I was like,
I don't know. What
well,
am I doing next?
yeah, it's like, oh wow, this is a lot more. Like, even if it is just 5 people in there, it's like 5 people who are interested in what you're doing. They're showing up, and like that's big. You're making a difference in their life, and you're touching their lives. You don't have to have like a whole stadium full of people.
Yeah.
Because like the ripple effect you were talking about.
Yeah.
Like it can eventually ripple out to everyone.
And imagine if you change, like my biggest thing is, especially being a mom, it's like, imagine if you change another parent's life and then they affect their children, and then their children will affect their children. And then it's literally, you're dead and you're still making this massive change just by affecting someone who has children.
Right.
Like,
yeah. And you think about like the philosophers or the people who have like their quotes have been passed down generations and generations, and we're still quoting them. Like those ripples continue on, even though they're not throwing pebbles into the water anymore. It's just those ripples are continuing to go on and on and on.
Yeah. It's pretty awesome.
That's
I love our tangent. I don't know where we started, but
me too.
We got here.
Yeah, I love where we ended up. Do you have a question from a listener? Ariel was asking how, I'm going to pull it up actually, so I don't butcher that. She says, okay, how do you guide your ideal clients or the people you're talking to and be helpful with your pitch without being too salesy?
I truly think that comes with one practice, right? And so instead of talking about what you sell, like we sell at BFF, we sell a preferred vendor membership, right? So small businesses, they have a choice to buy a package with us. I didn't even mention that until like way after. So I sell my passion and what I love. And I just get, hey, follow us on here. Join our Facebook group. I don't sell anything. It sells itself because I'm always adding value. And if you follow my social media, like right now, our house we just found out it's covered in mold. It's like a nightmare. And so
I was watching those stories yesterday and I was like, oh, I totally relate. Our old house, we had the same issue.
Right.
Yeah.
And so when I'm showing up on my stories, I'm talking about my day to day. People have been messaging me since I put it on there on Friday. They're like, what's the mold update? I'm like, I don't know. I don't have one, so I can't give you anything. Like I have people texting me, calling me, like, if you need a home, I was like, I do, but I would like it free. So that'd be great. But like, so guiding these clients to you without being salesy is just speak about what you love. Speak about what you love. Like we've talked about it this whole time, but really like, I do this. I love this about it. But here, you know what? Follow me in here. And what do you need? How can I serve you? What do you need in your business, in your job? And the clients come whenever you put people and relationship first. I don't even we had our conference last week. We all agreed we do not sell on stage. Bottom line, like we mentioned, become a part of St. John's BFF. It's a free Facebook group. Like Angelica has Business Church. Tori does her branding photography and all that. But we didn't need to sell. We didn't need to mention what we did. We served so heavily. We gave everything. We gave our elevator. We gave this pitch. We gave these prompts. We gave. And then people are like, I don't even know what you do, but I want to buy it. Does that make sense?
Oh yeah. Yeah. Instead of like seeing the end of the pitch needs to be a call to action of selling. Like it can be, you can still have a call to action. Those are great because, that builds community. But yeah, like that instead of, hey, this is what I do and how do I book you? Like, let's go ahead and do this.
So I'm aggressive, but we all know this. So if I'm in person, friends put their QR code on the back of their phone so you can follow on Instagram. I'm like, I love that. And I think it's so dang genius. I want to look at my babies. And this is my Emmett who came in here, and my children fight over who's their new background. So they're always changing it. And I get that my life would be easier if I put a QR code there, but I don't. So I'm like, oh my gosh, I asked them first. Are you on Facebook or Instagram? Or actually, what's your phone number? What's the best way to get in touch with you? And they're like, well, and I'm like, so let me follow you on Instagram. And they're like, okay, I'll follow you back. Right away, I'm the one leading. That's my call to action at the end, because again, They're going to get on my platform. They're going to see what I do. Then they're going to start to ask questions. Like, I didn't even know. And again, my Jac Kalaher page is my whatever. Everything's there. Most followers, but it's my whole life. Whereas, I mean, it makes it's a simple. You get them on your platforms, you connect. And if you're like, I love this, whenever you're talking to someone and they need something or they need a connection, what's your phone number? I'm going to put you in a message thread right now with someone that I know can help you with that.
Mm-hmm.
I get many phone numbers, multiple, like every day. My husband's like, who are you talking to now? I'm like, I don't know. I was just meeting yesterday with the evening newscaster for Jacksonville. And I didn't even know we both didn't know why we were meeting, but we had an hour and a half. By the end, we're like texting best friends, like, hey, I'm going to give you this info. I'm going to give you this info. I'm going to give you this info. And we're like, that's so cool. What are you guys doing together? And I'm like, nothing. I have no idea. I have no clue. I'm not going to ask her to be on the news. Like, hey, if I don't have a reason to be on the news right now.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not asking for anything, but I'm giving.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think that's the biggest thing with selling for me is it can feel really salesy if you're focused on the sale. Yeah. If you're focused on, I need you to buy, I need to make money. But if you're focused on serving and just like, hey, how can I help you? Let's connect. I would love to follow you instead of just like, I'm going to get all the followers and then maybe follow a couple back.
When you
it's
switch
like,
that
let me
mindset,
go follow you first.
That's a mindset thing. And I'm telling you, and I know it can be really scary, especially when you are providing for your family and we need money to survive. But hear me out. Whenever you get focused on the numbers or you get focused on the sale, watch your numbers drop. I've done it for years. I started network marketing in 2014. Like I built to full-time income, went to another company, built another full-time income. Whenever I was like, and everyone says like, track your back office, do all the things. I know for me, when I was in the back office, I was beating myself up when I was doing the numbers. Hence now I'm hiring a bookkeeper because I'm like, I can't. It steals my joy because then I'm like, oh, I know I got to meet this number. And then I'm just out on the prowl for sales and it takes away who I am. And I don't care who they are. Money is just money. And I'm like, that was never the intention of business. Like business was supposed to support each other, lift each other up, collaborate. You can do collaborations for trade, but never, ever have I had a win when I'm just trying to fill my pockets.
Yeah. It's I have seen that time and time with my businesses, with this podcast, even where I'm just like, whenever I focus on like, what can I do to get more downloads? What can I do to get more, like, build the audience, all that? The numbers always go down because like my passion's not into it, or I'm like, bringing in the wrong people to have interviews. I'm just like, you're not aligned with me or my audience. This doesn't make sense. But I did it because I thought, oh, I don't know, you have a couple 100,000 followers, maybe I'll get some more downloads. And it's like the times that I'm just like, like now I am all about, I'm doing whatever I want. Whatever the numbers are, that's cool. Whatever, like, this is not about money. This is not about getting to the top of the charts and whatever podcast, whatever. It's just like, these are connections. Like, I connected with you at the conference. I was like, Jack, I want you on the show. Like, this would be so much fun. And like, it's like you were saying, like, when you put people first and that service and about serving others and just connecting with people, that's when it all aligns for everything else to fall into place. And you're not pushing
when you get that alignment, I mean, narrow path, narrow door. When we stray, it's very easy to stray because we live in the world and bright, shiny comparison, social media, it's like, they have that, they did it faster, they. It's like, well, hold up. We are not them. We weren't made to be them. We weren't made to take their journey. Their kids aren't your kids. Like, we need, and it's really hard, but we need to stop the comparison. And to do that, literally anytime I find myself comparing with someone, I unfollow them. And it's nothing against them. It is only protect me and my mindset. And I also know I'm not doing my personal development like I'm supposed to, or working out, because working out really helps my brain. And it's like, wow, you're in great shape. It's like, so I'm not a psycho. I need it with my ADHD. It helps manage, I didn't know you had it till just a few years ago. I'm like, that makes so much sense. But I've found all of
now these are connecting. Okay.
I'm like, really? I'm like 33 years old. That was like 6 years ago now. And I'm like, that makes sense. Why I need to, but I self-managed,
Mhm.
But when you do that, you're like, okay, when I focus on the right thing, I serve the right people, I do the right thing every time for every single person, whether it's a paycheck or not, that ripple effect, just again, coming back, it's like the money comes. The money
Yeah.
comes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. There's something to be said about your mindset and just, there's a I don't know. I've seen so many things of just like in my own life of just whenever my mindset is set to like a mindset of abundance,
Yep.
and I'm going to show up and I'm going to be open for more to come in.
Hmm.
It almost always does,
Yeah.
and yeah, it's so good. Okay,
Okay,
Jack,
really
this
quick.
has been so
Real
great.
quick.
I love
Here's
it.
something I just
Yes.
started doing, and I don't know why more people do this. I think they do. Maybe we just don't talk about it. On my mirror in my
Mm-hmm.
bathroom, I got like an expo marker,
Uh-huh.
and I started writing out my gratitude on my mirror and my ideas on my mirror and things like that. Cause I mean, I'm washing my face and doing all the things. And so I started literally just writing gratitude for the people that I've come into contact with. And then I write my prayer like, God, send people from the north, the south, the east, the west that I'm supposed to do business with. And when I read it and then I brainstorm my ideas and I'm like, what an easy way to start putting gratitude in the world, setting your mindset up for a win, would be doing that on your mirror. So I'm telling everybody, I'm like, why don't we talk about this more? We need on our bathroom
Mm-hmm.
mirrors. We're in there getting ready, especially women, whether we're blow drying our hair. Oh, I get an idea. Oh, I got this. I got this. Like putting it there and breathing life into your life every single day. It's been wild. Just the last few weeks, I'm like, why haven't I done this my whole life? It's an expo marker and a mirror, and they're always there.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Oh no, I love that. And it goes back to that like visual thing of you're writing it down, it's becoming something.
Yep.
And yeah, no, I love that. Before we wrap up and people can find you online and follow you and connect and all that, there's part of the show that I like to do that we talked about earlier of what we're loving this week. I'd love to hear what you're loving this week.
Yeah. Okay. So, I mean, you've probably seen around, but Mel Robbins, Let Them. Have you
Yeah.
listened?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I saw the little
It's
quotes
so
going
good.
around. I quoted a quote, and I'm like, but I don't really know because it's not just about let them; it's let me. Ooh, and that was I've been doing it on my walks the last month, and it just absolutely has been mindset just shifting. And I knew a lot, but
Mhm.
it's a good reminder. You're like, yeah, you know this, but you're not doing it.
Yep.
So if you do not have that, and I love listening on Audible because it's actually in her voice, and
I love that too. Yeah.
yeah, and I love a lot of like I have a book problem. So I love books, but this one is a really good audible because the inflection in her voice, she keeps you entertained. The first chapter I was
Mhm.
laughing because I'm like, oh, this is my life with the teenagers and just very relatable and truly can help set your mindset up for that shift in your business and in your life of it is okay that people are going to hate you. And I know this
Yeah.
is awful for the people pleasers. I know this hurts really bad because I'm a recovery one. Some days it gets me again. Um, it is okay to offend people, not to be a jerk, but it is okay to offend people. It is okay to be exactly authentically you, to be vulnerable, to be transparent. It is okay. And actually, when you do that, your life will start to look totally different. The people that you surround yourself will look different. They will, I mean, if you're a growth mindset person and you're not surrounded yourself by growth mindset, and then you're still concerned on what they're doing, and it's like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
No. So my biggest thing is I'm listening to that, but I also am implementing a 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 in my own life. So if someone let them comes at me, I take a
Uh-huh.
breath and that counting, because this is my formula I've created, is the 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And by the time I get to one, I'm like, okay, now let me. What
Mhm.
can I do? How does this
Yep.
actually affect me? It doesn't. It hurt my feelings for a second. I don't even know who that person is. I don't know. They got a problem with that. I don't even know who they are. So that right now, hands down, my biggest suggestion, go listen to it, implement 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and I mean run with it. It's been huge.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really good. Like there's a reason that it's like one of Oprah's favorite books,
Mhm.
or I think she said like her favorite out of any book she's ever read.
Yeah, it's
And Yeah.
Mhm.
It's so good. And Mel's podcast is great too. She talks about a lot of this on her podcast with her guests.
She's
And
probably gonna want us on next, don't you think? Like,
I think so. We could
that-
just like
Yeah.
piggyback or go on together.
No,
It's cool.
no.
Mel, hit us up.
we are very busy though, so we work around our schedules.
Yeah. We'll send you the calendar.
Yeah, we'll send you the invite. But don't worry, we will connect, okay?
Yeah. But yeah, no, and I highly recommend anyone who's looking to listen or read or whatever, definitely get the audiobook because it's great. I love whenever the author reads the audiobook.
Green,
it's always so
what is
much
it?
better.
Green light, green path.
Green light, Matthew McConaughey.
He can say whatever he wants. I'm listening.
Yep.
I'm always
Yep,
listening.
I will listen.
He's on the Calm app. Have you been on the Calm app? I don't
No.
get paid for the Calm app. I don't also get paid for any of these books. But so the Calm app, there's a nighttime story. Like, so if you can't fall asleep, it's actually really great. I had it for years. And so, but he tells a story on there. And I am telling you, like, I'm asleep every time I can't sleep, which actually I should download that again because but it's in his voice. And he talks about, I don't even know what he's talking about. And my husband for years is like, Jack, and nap. And I'm like, nope, no, I cannot go to sleep.
No.
And I put Matthew in between us. I'm like, hi, Matthew. It's like, come on. But it's like so soothing. So yeah, I actually.
He's got one of those voices.
He does.
Yeah.
You know, the accent. Okay, I'm done.
I know.
I'm done.
Yeah. Okay. I love it. Okay. That's great. I'll have links for that in the show notes too. And green lights too. We can throw that in.
That's a good book.
It's a really good book.
Not necessarily. I listened to it with the kids in my car and on a road trip.
There are a few parts.
That
are like
not bad. So like, yeah.
You
know the parts.
Age appropriate. There's some stories in there.
Yeah. You can just fast forward a little bit.
Yeah, but no, that's awesome. Yeah, I'm loving this week it's a newer podcast called Good Hang with Amy Poehler.
Okay.
And I'm a big Amy Poehler fan from like back in the like early wet hot American summer days. And she's just really funny, like her and Tina Fey and everything. I think she's already had Tina Fey on as a guest, but it's very different than like all the other celebrity talk show kind of podcasts.
Yeah.
And she just like talks about stories and she's not afraid to just like go off on, like she had Quinta Brunson on, and then like they just started talking about this AI cat that's on TikTok, and then she was like, hold on, I'm gonna pull it up, and then they like watched a video during the whole thing. And it's just real. It's fun.
Yeah, I want to feel like I'm hanging
good.
out with my friends when I'm listening to a podcast.
Exactly. Same. Yeah. I don't like, there are definitely times that I'm like, okay, this podcast is my learning. This is, I'm going to take notes during this one.
Yeah.
This is for personal development. And then there are others that I'm just like, this is just fun. Yeah. It's just good to have on in the background and just feel like I'm hanging out with Amy Poehler.
I love it. It's called Good Hang. Is that one?
Good. Yeah. Good Hang.
Yeah. Love it.
Awesome. Well, cool. Where can people find you? Where can they connect?
So my fake account, Jac Kalaher, on Instagram. I actually do. I'm on there. You can DM me on there. I have my website, jackalaher.com. If you're local to Florida and want to connect with St. John's BFF, it's literally stjohnsbff.com. Instagram is St. John's BFF. But trust me, you'll find me. My face looks like this. It's my default look. I don't know what to do when I'm not smiling. So I can't. It doesn't work. My face gets really long. So, any questions? If you're like, hey, and John, I don't know where you want. If I want me to take a picture of this, and I can send it to you. I don't know how they get it, but like, if you have questions, I can send it to you. I'm gonna make a little mini course on it here soon, just because so many people are like, I just really need this. It's gonna be probably 15 minutes or less, but follow me there.
Awesome. Well, yeah. And I'll have that linked in the show notes for everyone. But yeah, Jack, this was so great to connect again and just chatting about this. Like, this is really good. I feel like I need to revisit my elevator pitch too.
Yeah.
And like that formula and everything is going to be super helpful to like have that confidence.
Yeah, you're gonna like crush it. I can't wait till next time it's you. You're gonna be like, la da da da.
I know.
Yes.
And let me tell you about all this.
And let me tell you 1, 2, 3, ABC. I nailed it. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
and then you're like, that's the mic drop, and you're like,
yeah. I'm just gonna have a microphone in my pocket and just like, and done.
Yeah, and like it's funny the first few times you nail it because your face is like, I did it so good, but you don't want them to know.
Right, yeah.
And you're like, oh, don't freak out, don't show weakness.
Okay.
Yes, great questions. I know we'll be chatting again. I'm excited to hear. Once just practice it. Send me some voice message. Actually, yeah. If you have an elevator pitch, I would love to get like DMs of like, hey, here's my elevator pitch. I'll give you some advice on it. I want to hear your excitement. Like that would be really fun. So, John, starting with you, I want to hear yours.
Cool. I will do that.
Yeah, like let's do that. That would be great.
Okay. Awesome. Well, thanks so much. This has been so much fun. And thanks everyone for watching and listening and asking your questions. And we'll see you for the next one.
Bye, guys.
Bye, y'all. Thank you for listening to another episode of the Wisdom and the Tangents podcast. As always, you can check out all the things in the show notes at podcast.allheartphoto.com. We've got all the links to go connect with Jack. We have a lot of things that we talked about. And this jacket makes sense now. Also, isn't it really cool? I like it. It's growing on me a lot. I wasn't sure about it whenever I first got it, but I really like it now. It is July, so I'm going to take this off as soon as I finish recording because it is a bit warm. But yeah, thanks again for listening today, and share this with a friend. Share this with someone who you're like, you know what? You need to find your perfect pitch. Thanks for being here. I appreciate you. I'll see you next week. Bye, y'all.